Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on your favourite channel, I Read 'em. Today we're going to have another video from rSLASH because we did the first one a few days ago, and let me know what you think of this new subreddit. But before you start, please make sure you click like, subscribe, the bell icon, comment anything you want, the Instagram page and the merch store and all of that for more videos. Thank you. Anyway, on with the first video. Halloween control freaks. Not too far from a friend's house back home, there was this rather large, circular neighbourhood that always had the best sweets. Very few houses gave out bad sweet treats, and you could always get away with going around twice for sweets. The only real problem was some of the Halloween control freaks. Parents who dictate who can have what candy, what kind of decorations they can have up, and parent-approved costumes. No, the neighbourhood is not part of an HOA. These parents want to make sure that the kid have a safe Halloween, nothing too scary, which isn't so bad and of itself, but they could be rather annoying. They actually tried to keep kids from other neighbourhoods from coming into our neighbourhood, but they couldn't get anyone to keep them from going through. Yeah, I'm sorry, but Halloween's, it's supposed to be about having fun, it's not like this massive planned thing. It's just about, going trick-or-treating and, leaving sweets out yourself. It's not like you have to plan every single thing of this isn't allowed, this is allowed. I mean, come on. I wanted to post a story last year, but I wasn't sure if it was considered entitled. Well, thinking it over, it was somewhat entitled with how strict they were. One of my friends had to go very cheap one year, so they did the old bedsheet ghost thing. The control freaks tried to kick him out of the neighbourhood because the costume was too cheap and not up to their standards. The kid didn't go, but those parents tried to get others to not give him candy. I'm sorry, but these people are pretty horrible. I mean, imagine just turning around, turning someone away just because their costume, they said they had to do it on the cheap this year. So, I mean, it's just a bit pathetic. War Lady, if you are reading this, was it you that Day of the Dead costume? I can't remember if it was you or Glenn that did that. I only recall one of my half Mexican friends doing it. Well, either way, she did the skull makeup, the lovely rose crown, and even a lovely dress. But the control freaks pretty much chased her out of there for mocking the Mexican race, despite being half and embracing that part of them. I remember being dressed up as Beetlejuice and my cousin dressed up as Lydia for Halloween. The cartoon pair, not the movie pair, to be more precise. I was dressed up as Beetlejuice while he was dressed up as a Girl Scout. We nearly shooed away from there because I was accused of mocking women, mocking trans people, or too scary. Still got a lot of sweets that night, so yeah. But it was in 2003 that really cheesed me off. As I said, I had a friend, we'll call Tracy, who lived near the neighbourhood. The neighbours down her street don't really celebrate Halloween. No decorations, no lights on, no sweets, and no need to go down her street for just one porch light. Oh my god, imagine doing that. That's so depressing, because pretty much everyone does in some way, or at least leave something on the doorstep if you don't, put decorations on or whatever, but, that's just kind of depressing. Her folks were away overnight, and some of us, including myself, were invited over for bad Halloween films. We bought bags of sweets and got ready to munch on them. Tracy was feeling rather down, because while she had the lights on, no one was coming down her street. She was too old for trick-or-treat and couldn't take anyone out that night. Halloween was her favourite holiday, and it bummed her out that she couldn't get out and enjoy it. Well, we had sweets, we were wearing costumes because Halloween, and we didn't want to just sit there watching films all night, so we got some bowls, turned off the porch light, and went to the nice neighbourhood. We stood on the corners leading into the neighbourhood that handed out sweets. We were all wearing masks and makeup, so no one really recognised us. Now this is where I wasn't sure if they were entitled, overprotective, or just plain jerks. The control freak showed up and scolded us, at first for having scary costumes. They wanted us to go home and put on more kid-friendly outfits. Now none of us were bloody and gross, it was just cheap vampire get-up, someone else had a mummy mask on, and the like. The kids seemed to enjoy it. So yeah, pretty much what, everywhere else does. They then discovered that we weren't part of the neighbourhood. We got warned that we needed to stop handing out sweets and leave. They were going to call the police on us if we didn't. Well, at this point, we were out of candy anyways and left. One of my guy's friend noted how the freaks were watching us, and so he suggested we cut through another neighbourhood and then head back to Tracy's house. Good thing we did, because the police had been called and tried to find us. Tracy would learn later that the freaks tried to get the parents to throw out their kids' candy because it was unsafe. Hell, I heard that they even took another kid's candy bag and threw it in the trash. Not their own kid, but someone else's. Those they didn't want to throw the candy out, were accused of endangering their children. Man, it was a damn good thing we went out in full costume and makeup, because I'm sure we would have been picked up later and got arrested for endangering kids. Yeah, I'm sorry, but that's kind of pathetic of the three Karens of the neighborhood. I mean, that's just literally like your stereotypical, overprotective suburban mum, really, isn't it? I mean, do these people not realize that there's thousands of them that literally fall into the exact same sort of person stereotype? They're literally clones of each other. Good thing I've read that bit. Yeah, Tracy felt terrible. We all did. We just wanted a little fun that Halloween, and instead we nearly got into trouble. We still try to do something each year with Tracy, so she has fun at Halloween, but no more handing out sweets. Yeah, well, so those Karens, of course, had to ruin it for everyone else, as that is what Karens generally do, isn't it? Well, yeah, in that case, what should I say? Yeah, you always got to see one side of it, that, they want to keep their children safe. I mean, that was just pathetic. I mean, the whole thing at the start too, at the start when they said about turning someone around because they just had a cheap, typical ghost bedsheet costume. I mean, I just can't get my head around it. Halloween, it's supposed to be just a fun thing for people to do, younger people to do, it's just fun. And then you have these, HOA Karen type people. So I know they said it wasn't an HOA, but they're literally the same person who have to ruin it for lots of people. I mean, I can just picture that in this. Has anyone ever seen the film Over the Hedge? I always picture this one person. It's like the woman in that film who owns the house or whatever. I mean, probably most people won't know what I'm talking about, but basically she's like your typical Karen, except her hair isn't blonde, it's black hair, but it's still short, so it qualifies as a Karen. But it's also, she literally is the definition of an HOA Karen. She's, whenever, just reading that story then, it was literally the image of the person in that film. And that's what I mean by all these people are pretty much the same person, all acting entitled over everything. These people were, thinking, because we're in the nice, neighborhood or whatever, we're entitled to, say what we want and allow who we want here and blah, blah, blah. But, I mean, again, like I said, it's just a fun thing for young children to do. I mean, you don't need to get so, rules over it. I mean, I couldn't imagine that happening, it's anywhere else. It's just so bad. I mean, it just, how many places do this? But, because of course most places are actually normal, but again, it's just the whole thing about, it's probably your generic, suburban area, blah, 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 but I'm sure most places, or no, I bet it's 95% of places aren't like that, but I can see, seeing how many Karen stories have come out, and actually quite a few people who are like this, just entitled people who, blah, blah, blah. I mean, you wouldn't, I bet there's actually more than you think, places like this where you have the HOA Karen who, tries to control every little thing about what's going on, and all of that. So, yeah, Anyway, so, yeah, basically, to sum up the story, you had these three entitled Karens who thought, they had to, overprotect their kids over everything, and, they were so entitled because, it was their area, and blah, blah, blah. And then these people were just trying to go out and have fun, and, make the most of it and also take part in everything. So, yeah, I think that was a pretty entitled story, wasn't it? And, I mean, they called the police in the end too. I mean, come on, I'm sure the police have more concerning things to go to rather than this. So, yeah, they just wasted time too. But anyway, that was today's Entitled Parents video, and if you're new to this channel, I do have one more video on this topic, but of course that one, that was only one because I've just started posting these, and please let me know down in the comment box, what you think of these, and again, as usual, I will reply to most comments. I actually do So yeah, actually, do comment something. And also comment down below if you're actually still watching this far. Comment Halloween 123 video, that as one word, if you're still watching this video, and I will pin your comment, because I'm not surprised if I can see in the analytics, but probably 99% of people have clicked off the video by now. But anyway, please like, comment, subscribe, click the bell icon, all of that, to have more videos. Also check out my other videos too if you're just bored, So anyway, thank you for watching, and bye.